Our city knows the sweet taste of victory. From the Stanley Cup to a Division I title win.
That still doesn't feel real.
A triumph isn't an end.
Now, new stories are being written, and Fox 5 and the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network is following every team on ice. With our UNLV Skatin Rebel national champions.
It's great for the city. It's great for hockey.
How will they defend their title?
Let's bring it home!
And the Henderson Silver Knights, skating with something to prove while building tomorrow's legends.
It's great to be able to teach and grow off a win.
Plus, how our youth teams are teaching kids to fly on ice. And what's in store for the new faces of the VGK, including their monsters in the north.
The Golden Knights are beefing up their minor leagues with the Night Monsters. These teams, our teams.
Where their victories become our victories. Building the future of hockey, one player at a time.
Vegas wanted hockey, Vegas got hockey.
Covering every team on the ice, this is Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
Welcome inside another edition of Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm your host, Vince Sapienza. Let's fire home a snapshot of what is in store over the next 30 minutes. We're going to look back at the week that was from all the Knights, from Henderson to Tahoe, put a spotlight on the play of Braeden Bowman in the NHL, why his transition has been so smooth, and why he's showing no signs of being taken out of the Vegas lineup. Plus, the Skatin Rebels are back in town this week. I'll introduce you to freshman forward Bryce Johnson. Well, a week ago at this time, the story was the return of Carter Hart, playing and winning his first NHL game in nearly 2 years. But just a day later, the story became about an injured Carter Hart, who did not suit up in Vegas' first game of the road trip. Now, whether Hart was healthy or not, the game in New Jersey seemed destined for Akira Schmid. Drafted by the Devils in 2018, traded out of the Garden State last summer, Schmid put together one of his best games of the season, shutting out his former franchise, making 24 saves in total. None better than this one on the penalty kill late in the third. Vegas had 2 power plays, both in the final 5 minutes of the final period, and the Knights cashed in on both of them. Tomas Hertl collecting his 12th of the season, while Ivan Barbashev earned his 10th with the putback. But all the hugs and high fives after the game went directly to Schmid, who picked up his 10th win of the season, second shutout in 14 starts, and the third donut of his career in a 3-0 victory.
Great, it's the first time skating out there on the other end, so it was a little different, but yeah, I think we did a good job, and it was very exciting for me.
That was great. But obviously, he made a couple massive saves for us. Some late big saves for sure. In the second there, when they were kind of humming down on us, a couple big saves as well. So, yeah, when guys needed to, we blocked shots, but he made some big saves like usual. Yeah, it was great to see that win in that shutout.
Momentum is huge for us, and I'm going to try to take this into the next game and try to keep it going.
All right, so let's take a trip to the world's most famous arena, and what do you know? Carter Hart, good to go for his second start with the VGK, and the goal support was there less than a minute in. Brett Howden, the former Blue Shirt, gets the Roadies on the board with his 5th of the season. We'll fast forward to the final minute of the final frame. Vegas now down a goal. Cassidy pulls the tendy, and Hertl coming through with lucky number 13, crashing the crease, puts home the board. We're going to overtime. Under 10 seconds left in OT, Howden wins the faceoff. Shea Theodore getting an A+ in geometry, banks it off the boards perfectly to Jack Eichel, and number 9 never looked so fine, burying it on said breakaway, beating his former teammate and Stanley Cup champ, Jonathan Quick, in the process. The Knights steal 2 points at MSG, 3-2.
Yeah, 3-on-3. It was a set play for us. Like you said, it was a huge face-off win by Howds, and then Theo makes a great pass, and I just kind of took off and was able to get behind him. So it was a great play by Howds and Theo, and they just kind of walked me in there. Tons of credit to the guys going out in the third. I don't think we gave up too much in the third, and I thought we put a lot of pressure on them, had some chances, controlled the play, and we were able to get one there late. But there was a lot of good things to like about our game. Want to continue to work on it as we move forward towards the island.
Let's go out to Long Island. Vegas led 2-0 in the first, but found themselves down 3-2 late in the third. Less than 2 minutes into that final frame, I should say. Check out Ivan Barbashev throwing on the cape and going full Superman to tie this game. The one-handed chop gets him his 11th of the season, ties the game at 3. Now, here's where things went off the rails a bit. Pavel Dorofeyev gets called for hooking, though the replay shows It was not the case. Doesn't matter. The Islanders get the power play, and they would cash in Bo Horvat with his second of the night. However, with 14 seconds left in regulation, it is Dorofeyev exacting his revenge. Puts home his 12th of the season, snaps a 10-game goalless drought in the process, sends us to overtime, eventually shootouts. However, it's the home team winning that skills competition. 5-4 your final.
I mean, 5 out of 6 so far on the road trip, so that's definitely a positive. You know, battle back in the third again. You know, getting that late, 6-on-5 goal there. That was huge for us just to pull away at that point, and then just losing in a shootout. You know, that could go either way. So, unfortunately, we didn't get it done in overtime, but definitely some positives to take away from the game.
Eichel zips it across Dorofeyev, the Bowman, and he scores! Braeden Bowman on the power play. It's his first NHL goal in his second NHL game.
Well, it's been about a month since Braeden Bowman was called up and scored his first goal in the National Hockey League. Now, players will tell you it's one thing to make it to the show. It's an entirely different thing to remain in the show. Over the course of 15 games, the 22-year-old has put up 10 points, and his play at both ends of the ice has not only kept him in the lineup, but he's forced the hand of Bruce Cassidy to healthy scratch a pair of Stanley Cup champions in Brandon Saad and Riley Smith at different times over the course of this current road trip.
Here's Eichel. Maybe this is the chance. In front, Theodore is robbed by Spencer Knight. The rebound goes in.
Braeden Bowman's path to the NHL has been anything but typical. Passed over in his draft year, the kid from Kitchener ages out of the OHL and signs an American Hockey League contract in July of 2024. In his rookie year with Henderson, he finishes second on the team in points and earns himself a 2-year entry-level contract with the Golden Knights. 8 months later, he's playing in the NHL and lighting up the scoreboard for one of the premier teams in the league.
Eichel zips it across Dorofeyev, the Bowman, and he scores!
I think it's just doing the little details that no matter what level you're playing are important. And I think if you have those as a foundation, you're able to not translate easily, because no one's going to be able to translate easy at NHL. It's a super hard league, but just being able to do the little details that you don't have to work on or learn once you're here, you already kind of understand those, and that's why I'm really thankful for all the coaches I've had in the past, especially Krager down in Henderson. Ryan Craig, he's awesome. He really helps all of us young guys make sure we're doing the little details right, because that's stuff that separates you.
Bowman models his game after Mark Stone, and while the VGK captain was injured, that is exactly the role the team asked him to fill, specifically on the power play.
Feed it out top, Martin with a wrister. Saves a target, rebound, score! Braeden Bowman!
Bowman became the first undrafted rookie in 7 years to put together a 5-game point streak. Even when Stone returned, Bowman kept his spot alongside Jack Eichel and Ivan Barbashev.
When you're playing with guys like Jack and Barbie, you want to make sure you're helping them every single shift, because when they're out there, they're deadly players, so they want to make something happen every shift, and I want to help contribute to that. So whether it's making a little play on the wall or making a play in the O zone, D zone, whatever it is, I want to make sure I'm contributing every shift to help them out.
Yeah, he's got a nose for the net. Seems like he's always finding the right spot. Very kind of Stoney-esque in my opinion. And he scored some big goals so far, so hopefully that continues.
Now, while things look good on the stat sheet, Bowman tells me there is still a lot he's getting used to at the NHL level.
Yeah, we played a lot more games than I'm used to. I know in Henderson we're usually, Friday, Saturday, and then not really again until the next Friday. Just kind of getting used to every other day being on the ice, being able to bring your best, because you have to every game. Just making sure you're good on the walls. I know you want to get the puck to Jack in the middle of the ice, so being able to just box that D out, whether it's hold the puck if there's not a play there or make the play that's in front of you. So I think that's one of my biggest strengths that I think I need to work on, just getting pucks off the wall. That's always been something I really like to take pride in. So you can always get better at it too. I mean, I've found the D come a lot harder down here. They're faster, better sticks. So they just make those little plays, taking a peek before the puck comes to you. You know what you want to do before you get it. So things like that.
He's helping himself every night. I will say that. He's given us good minutes. The things we're looking for are, can he keep up the pace and strength of NHL hockey night after night? In 4 nights, that has not dropped off in 4 games. So that's a good sign, because that's the challenge for all the newbies in the league, especially the younger. He's not 18, but he's, 22? He's still relatively young. I think he's a cerebral guy as well. So he's going to complement skilled players, and we have some skilled guys in the middle of the ice, so I think that's the advantage for him. And he manages pucks. He doesn't try to make a play every time. He puts it behind him when it's not there. Now, most of the time the guys get comfortable here, they start thinking they're, playmakers, and they're going to start making more plays. So we'll deal with that down the road. But right now, I like his mix of, hey, I'm going to manage the puck, make the plays that are in front of me. I wouldn't call him an overly physical guy, but he's 6'2", 200 pounds, so when he goes in and leans on someone, he can win some battles. So that's important too, because his strength will be with the puck. I've also liked his willingness to block. He puts his body in front of shots in the shooting lane, so he's not shy in that area. So away from the puck, there's a trust there in his own end. You don't mind starting a guy like that in his own end if he's willing to be good on the walls and block shots. So there's a lot of good right now in this game.
Braeden Bowman, all his goals have come from that area. He's figured it out. On this line, you go to the net, you're going to get rewarded.
Definitely sometimes during the game on the bench, you're like, wow, either you make a play or you do somewhere like, wow, maybe I do belong here. But yeah, I feel like over the last 10 games, I've gotten a lot more comfortable with just making plays. It's funny sometimes when you make a play here, like if I make that play in Henderson, I'd be like, wow, it's a pretty nice play. And then here, it's just expected. So it's awesome. I like to hold myself at a high standard, so it's pretty cool just having these guys support me like that. It's been a great month.
Despite all the ice, we're just getting warmed up here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. When we return, we head to Henderson, check in with the Silver Knights, and see how goaltender Carl Lindbaum fared in his return to the AHL.
You're watching Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
Welcome back inside Hockey in the Desert. We're just 20 games into the Henderson Silver Knights season, and while I recognize there's a lot of runway left, the Silver Knights have the look of a team who could compete in the Calder Cup playoffs this year, something the franchise has not been able to say or do for the past few seasons. Now, one of the biggest reasons why the optimism is there is because Henderson got their number one tendy back. Carl Lindbaum finished with 24 saves on 26 shots in his return, helping the Silver Knights snap a 2-game skid. Mitch McLean scored what turned out to be the game-winning goal, and former Golden Knights first-rounder Trevor Connolly found the back of the net for a third time this season, helping Henderson beat Bakersfield over the weekend 5-2.
Felt pretty good. I thought we played a great game. I thought we were solid in front and felt pretty good. In the Golden Knights, it's a lot more structure, obviously, and still here it's like when a player gets the puck in the slot, the shot is really good. So there's not much different there, but the game's a lot faster in the NHL. Obviously, it's so it's different in that way. It's a busy schedule in the NHL, and I felt pretty good the games I played. Obviously, it gives me confidence getting back here, and I feel like my game is in a good spot.
Now, as good as that was, just 24 hours later, the Condors avenged their Friday night loss, shutting out the Silver Knights 4-0, and continued their recent rough patch for HSK, who have now lost 7 of their last 10.
We knew they were going to come out with a bit of a push after last night. Just maybe we didn't have our legs as much as we should have, but they just seemed to be a step ahead of us. So that's on us. We got to be better, because we know when we play a complete game like we did last night, we can win.
We've gone through 5 games against these guys. There is no secrets. It's now 3 in a row as well. What I've seen probably is obviously the team that's been heavier as won the hockey game, especially the last 3. So something we'll have to prepare ourselves for here. Races, support battles. We just weren't able to get those done tonight, which didn't lead to much execution for us.
Now, don't forget, good times are ahead. The Silver Knights will be hosting their 5th annual Lucky Launch game Tuesday, December 16th, when they host the San Diego Gulls at Lee's Family Forum. Fans are asked to bring stuffed animals to toss on the ice when the Silver Knights score their first goal of the game. There is no limit to the number of stuffed animals you can bring. All donations will benefit the Salvation Army. Now, with the rodeo in town here in Vegas this past week, the Silver Knights hosted half a dozen NFR Cowboys during one of their practices at City National Arena. HSK had them ditch the spurs and put on the skates for a first-hand look at life on the ice. As you can see, there was some serious skill on display, whether it was skating, stick handling, or even some shooting. Henderson assistant captain Mitch McLean says not only is he a fan of what they do, but has developed some friendships with many of the athletes over the last couple of years.
These guys are awesome. I mean, Canadians, Minnesotans out here, and so they got a little hockey background, so they're doing well, and we're just having a lot of fun with it. Just how down to earth these guys are. Obviously, their sports tough as they come, as old school and throwback as it gets, right? So it's a little bit of a hockey culture as well in there, and it's just nice to meet these guys. They're so willing to try our sport and have fun with it. It just kind of makes the day a lot more enjoyable.
Bailey drops for Adam. Adam sends it in front. It's a Scott. Scores! Let him fly, Tahoe!
Well, thanks to Casey Bailey's 10th of the season in the second period, Teddies were raining down in Tahoe Saturday night. All the stuffed animals that made their way onto the ice were donated to the Tahoe Douglas Fire Department, and as great as that moment, and the cause always is, a tough night for the team in teal. This game would go to shootouts eventually, where the Night Monsters get shut down 3-2 by the visiting Rush. And with the win, Rapid City become the first team this season to sweep Tahoe in a series. Now don't forget, you can watch the Night Monsters all season long on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Your next chance will be on the 17th, 19th, 20th, when the Night Monsters take on Wichita. Still ahead here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly, it's time to turn our attention to the Scarlet and Gray. I sat down with freshman forward Bryce Johnson and look ahead to the return of Skatin Rebel hockey at City National Arena this weekend. I'm here at City National Arena with freshman forward for the Skatin Rebels, Bryce Johnson. Bryce, thanks for spending a couple minutes here with us. What has year one here in the program with UNLV been like so far?
It's been everything I could ask for. It's been amazing. Just all the boys, all the older guys letting us in. They really brought us in, gave us confidence to start. And yeah, they've been, honestly, the older guys have been really great at just making us feel comfortable in this new college experience, playing college hockey and everything that comes with that. So yeah. I'm curious, before we get too deep into what is happening, talk to me about the recruiting process and what it was like coming to Las Vegas. What sold it? How much was the national championship a big part of your decision making? The national championship was huge, and then also when they knocked off Denver last year, that was just the icing on the cake. And then yeah, we came down here on our visit. Greener and a couple of boys showed us a good time. So yeah, I mean that was just being in sunny Las Vegas. That was the main selling point. So you're from Washington State. You come to Southern Nevada. What has the transition been like for you, not just on the ice, but as you were talking about, life off the ice, the college experience, everything that goes with it? Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I'm from Seattle. I come from a lot of rain. So like just having it's a sunny day out here in Vegas today. So I mean, like it's probably pouring down rain in Seattle right now. So I feel very lucky to be here. If people haven't seen you here at City National Arena, when they come, what kind of game do you bring? I think my main thing is work ethic. I'm a big body, so I love to play physical. You love to throw it around a little bit. When I'm at my best and I don't got other things on my mind, I think I just got to be playing aggressive, and I'll have a pretty good game. Are you a chirper? Are people chirping you because you're such a big kid? I mean, it happens. It happens to everybody. I wouldn't say I'm a chirper though. I'm not like throwing at every single chance I get, but you take your spots. If I feel like something needs to be said, I'll say it. All right, I like that. Let's talk about what's coming up. You're back home at City National Arena. I guess first things first. What have you learned, or I guess what has your takeaway been from the home ice advantage, the crowd that comes sold out every night here at CNA? It's been so amazing. Like even in our inter-squad scrimmage, it was packed to the nines, and yeah, so the home crowd is great. They pack it every single game. I feel very grateful to be able to play in front of them, and yeah, I'm super excited for this weekend. So talk to me about this weekend, not only the opponent, but you got some special jerseys going on as well. Yeah, I got a glimpse at them. They're pretty cool, so come check them out. And the competition that you're facing this weekend, what is again, being able to sleep in your own bed, being home, a place you're familiar with, but Oregon's nothing to, look down upon. They're a team that's going to bring it. Yeah, they're going to bring it, but I think we're going to bring it even harder. We're going to score 20 more goals this weekend. 20 more goals. I like that a lot. One other thing to note about this weekend, you guys are doing a toy drive, so every toy you bring in, $5 off your ticket. And so make sure it's for a good cause, see a good showing, and
You know, I imagine that's something you've learned very quickly, not just the on-ice stuff, but how committed this program is to the community.
Yeah, we're pretty much, our assistant coach Raboni's always giving us events that we have to go to and stuff like that, and it makes you feel really good when you do those events, and yeah, it's awesome how much this team gives back to the community.
All right. He is Bryce Johnson. He's the freshman forward for your Skatin Rebels. Look for him at City National Arena here this coming weekend as the Skatin Rebels take on Oregon. Bryce, best of luck the rest of the way. Great chatting with you. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Let's take a trip to the nation's capital where Logan Thompson's career season continues. The former Knights netminder reached the 100-win milestone and did it by securing his first shutout of the season, 7th of his career, stopping all 39 shots against the Blue Jackets, named the first star of the game. Thompson became the 17th goaltender in NHL history to reach 100 victories in 170 games or fewer.
It's exciting, obviously. Coming from Canadian University, you know, you never really thought this would happen, and you know, I think I owe a big thanks to the two organizations that gave me a chance with Kelly McCrimmon and the Vegas Golden Knights, and being brought back here. Couldn't be happier to get to 100 games with Washington as well. So yeah, just thanks to those two organizations, definitely you know, believing in me and giving me a shot.
And as we clear the ice, we head to America First Center where we have to check in with our guy Jax. He may have a new number, a new position, but he's up to his old tricks, crashing the crease, putting the biscuit in the basket. Now this comes just 24 hours after Jax and his fellow 10U Bombers were forever immortalized, taking home the gold, winning the Vegas Junior Golden Knights Fall Classic. Look at that, Selly. It's a yard sale on the ice. This has been Hockey in the Desert Weekly. We'll see you next week.